So this is the new way of measuring out your Bristol so that you don't have that problem with pencil lines. Instead of measuring off like the every inch thing, every 2 inches, right? And what you're going to do is just paint a big swatch that fills each of these. Could I have your ruler? You're going to have, you'll just paint a large swatch, and then you will simply cut your strips just above that line. Again, if you need to adjust it this way or that way a little bit, it's okay. As long as they're straight, you can always change it on the back. And this way you won't have any lines anywhere near the 1 inch wide window. And you can move it from side to side much more easily if there are imperfections, and you don't have to worry about it. And then you just cut everything right in the middle, and they end up looking like this. Like, not like this, but like that. So you just take them like that, and then you can see the line. You just cut it so that every swatch has the same, basically that it's not over the edge where the paper is. You cut it right there, and then just cut them in between. Boom, boom, boom. Swatches are the same size, but there's more paint, and there will never be any pencil or pen lines on them. So that will do it. Now, again, the tricky thing with this is when you're painting swatches, now you're not just working from, before I had you go like from one color to the next. There's where you start with yellow, you add a little more magenta, a little more, a little more, a little more, okay? And you're always changing it, so if you mix it incorrectly, who cares? But that's not the case now. So you want to have the same orange every time so that they're consistent. You may run out of paint, and I'll show you how to handle that. But first, this is what we will do. And I know this is really painful for everybody, but just grit your teeth and do it, because you have to put out more paint, like lots more paint. That's why everybody has 2 of these. And they're like, oh my God, that's so much paint. It is. I'm not going to lie. You're right. It is. So it's mostly yellow. Well, this happened before. Come on, there we go. So you got your cerulean, you got your yellow. Now for the orange, this is what I recommend you do. Really take just a very, like that, all right? And use the palette knife, really. This is why everybody's color scales all had these really, everything went to orange really fast. So watch, I'll zoom in. So I'm just gonna pick up like that. And what happens? It turns orange pretty quick. I want it to be more orange than that, but I added like next to nothing, okay? I'm just scraping off the tiniest bit. There we go. There, now we're getting close. Maybe a little bit more, but just go easy, don't overdo it. Because if you make it too red, then it's, all that paint just went, not literally down the tube. But just go really easy, okay? That looks pretty good. Good, okay. That'll work. Have your rags handy. Yeah, you're gonna be cleaning the rags a lot more, and the brush too. So you start off, since you've mixed your orange, get it down quickly. Now, as I said, now you can paint all the way to the edge, so who cares? If you paint over the edge, I don't give a damn. So this makes everyone's lives better. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's like, let's stop it at 24, 25, which would be this one, okay? So I'm gonna start with orange. And even if I go over the lines, it doesn't matter, because you're only painting, you're only showing a 1 inch square of this through the window. So if you paint over the edge like that, it's okay. There's some gunk in my brush. I had it in my dirty bag. There we go. Boom. Right? Well, done. All right. Now, clean it. And now here I'm going to need a little more magenta. Because that cerulean is just a little too light and greenish. Now, you can do this any which way you like. I'll show you how I do it just because it kind of makes it a little more organized. First, I keep adding magenta till I get the color I want. Almost there. There, it's a much deeper blue. That looks nice. Just a little bit more. Bonk like that. Okay, that should be plenty. Now, this is what I do. First thing, I paint the blue. So start with your two complementary opposites. Like that. Clean the brush. Really clean the brush. And blue's going to be down at number 25 somewhere. The blues, they look great. There's a point at which you cross, about halfway through, you cross the threshold from this streaky orange and get into the blue, and then everybody's happy. Because it looks great. The blue, you remember from your earlier one, from your color scales, the blues are gorgeous. Then this is what I do, is I will take some of the blue and a roughly equivalent amount of the orange. First, make sure it's clear so I don't wreck the orange. Okay. And just mix them together. And see, it does get a little green, but that's okay. The reason I want you to paint the orange and blue first is if you do run out, and you probably will because all of us are very sensitive about how much paint we're using, you have a color that you can match. And if it isn't exactly the same orange or the same blue, you can get close. And then you can redo the swatches and it'll all be consistent. I just don't want you to all of a sudden run out of paint and then start using an orange that's like really red orange. It's going to totally knock the consistency out of it. I don't care if it's green or brown or what, as long as it's consistent. And now you have something you can color match, and I will show you how to do that too. So I just mixed what I think is actually probably, because the yellow is such a weak pigment, that's probably further down the line. That isn't halfway. That's probably more like down here somewhere. So I start here. Same rules, just get it down. Smooth it out. Okay. Now, I'm going to put that there, and if I'm wrong, if it really belonged here, you just move them. They don't have to be, as you recall, in any order. You're going to cut them out anyway, so don't worry about it. So at this point now, I'm not even going to clean my brush. I'm just going to take like a little bit of the blue and mix it in with this stuff. So this is like the middle bling. Now I'm going to add some more blue in here. Paint it there. This is what I mean. This is pretty fast. And you will want to clean your cup a little more often. I'm not going to because it would disrupt the demo. And now we're going to have a little more blue. Now maybe that jumped to blue too quickly. I don't know. I'll just put it in here. Do another one. It kind of is going back in the other direction. Well, it's really apparent that everything's getting pretty dark pretty fast, and it's staying this kind of bluish green color. So instead of that, and you see that what I'm trying to get all the paint out of the brush as much as I can, because I want to keep control over how much of the complement is in each one. So now I'm going to add just I'm not even going to add the blue to the orange. I'm going to add the mixture of the blue and the orange, like just a little bit here. A little bit. Whoops. Ah, my God. See, it gets dark so fast, you have to be careful. Okay. And it will be streaky again, like it was with the color scales. Just ride it out. Like I'm doing, just try to do it slow and gentle, smooth it out. Don't overwork it. I'm overworking it, so stop. Okay. Yeah, this is brutal. It gets green real quick. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to go back and be a little more careful. And mix up another batch, because I don't need to mix up more blue, but I definitely want to get some more of that orange. So how do I match that? Take some yellow again.